Welcome back to the deep dive. So if you're like us, you want the critical, actionable intelligence on the biggest shifts in education technology, but, you know, you just don't have the time to sort through thousands of conference notes and vendor pitches. That's why we dove deep into this comprehensive roundup. It's issue 46, published in November 2025 from the GYTO Ed Tech Department. It details all the highlights from their annual Get Your Tech On conference, or GYTO. It's just a phenomenal snapshot of what's actually working in classrooms right now.
Exactly. And our mission today is, well, it's surgical. We're here to extract the truly innovative and, practical nuggets. We want to understand how technology is moving beyond just simple replacement like trading a paper handout for a PDF and is actually transforming core instructional practices.
And radically changing the day-to-day workflow for teachers.
Right.
And the thing that immediately jumps out, even before we get into the details, is the undeniable theme. AI. The sheer volume of sessions dedicated to artificial intelligence, it just makes it so clear that this isn't some future trend. This is the present reality.
Oh, absolutely. It's moved from being like a philosophical curiosity to a strategic mandate for districts.
An acceleration we really haven't seen before.
And that momentum was built right into the conference structure itself.
So let's set the scene for you. This event, it was held on November 8th, 2025. And it wasn't just some internal meeting. No, it was a massive collaborative push, and the attendance figures really show how much of a magnet this whole topic has become.
That's right. The report noted 350 educators were in attendance. Now, 300 of those were from GYTO, sure, but the fact that 50 attendees traveled from other districts.
All across Colorado.
Yeah, all across Colorado. That is highly significant. It tells you that educators are actively seeking out proving solutions, not just theories. They're hungry for practical applications. And the report, it specifically mentioned that attendees raved about the immediate utility of it all.
And, a great conference needs a great opener. They definitely set an enthusiastic tone. The day kicked off with a major keynote from Dr. Tyler Tarver.
He's described as a genuine leader in the ed tech space, known for his energy and for being incredibly generous with resources. The report strongly recommended looking up his website, noting it as like a repository for a wealth of free learning materials.
So that keynote would have set the stage perfectly.
It would have, giving educators not just the tools, but also the philosophical framework to integrate them responsibly.
Okay, let's unpack this and dive into the sessions themselves, because the core takeaway is how rapidly AI is moving into pedagogy.
Absolutely. And when we talk about AI sessions at this conference, we are so far beyond discussing basic automation, like auto-grading multiple choice quizzes. These sessions were numerous, and they were really designed to integrate AI into core, nuanced areas of the curriculum.
I found it really compelling that they made time for something that a lot of districts still struggle with, social emotional learning, or SEL.
Yes, the session Enhancing SEL with Technology, that was a crucial inclusion. Traditionally, SEL instruction can feel a little abstract, maybe difficult to measure, especially in a busy K-5 classroom.
Right.
So this session explored using tech to make it all more engaging, more efficient for the teacher, and genuinely connected to the students' lives.
So how does that actually work in practice? Are we talking about like AI chatbots for kids or something else?
It's often about leveraging AI to provide tailored, low-stakes reflection opportunities. So think of systems that can track student sentiment in written responses, or provide immediate, personalized prompts based on a student's self-reported mood.
And doing that at scale is almost impossible without technology.
Exactly. It lets the teacher gather this complex data on student well-being so efficiently, so they know exactly which students need that high-touch human intervention.
Instead of just guessing based on general behavior.
Right. It transforms SEL from, a sporadic lesson into an integrated, data-driven practice.
That's a massive shift, a huge shift in how teachers manage the emotional landscape of their classroom. But then we also see this profound transformation hitting core skills like writing instruction, which is often the hardest area to personalize.
Yes, and the session AI as a Mirror gave us a truly innovative insight into this. They are leveraging tools like Adobe Express combined with AI image generation to completely revolutionize the starting point of the writing process.
Okay, can you walk us through that specific process? AI as a mirror sounds reflective.
It is. So the core problem in writing is always the blank page, right? Writer's block.
Always.
This model just turns that process on its head. Instead of writing a description of some imagined setting, the student uses a basic text prompt to generate a complex, unique image with AI. That image then becomes the mirror. It's a concrete visual starting point. The student then has to write about the visual they just created.
Oh, I see.
It shifts the cognitive load. It goes from pure imagination to detailed observation and precise description. It encourages immediate vocabulary, use color, texture, complex scene elements, forcing higher-order descriptive writing right out of the gate.
Plus, it gives the student immediate ownership over the artifact they're writing about.
Precisely.
That's a fantastic way to address the creative block. But what about accessibility? We know that sophisticated tools like Adobe Express can sometimes be limited.
That's an excellent question, and one that always needs to be asked. The report didn't explicitly detail the equity discussion, but the focus on accessible AI platforms suggests a move toward universal integration. The key insight here is really the pedagogy, using AI as a tool for reflective creation, not just for, output or research.
Right. Okay, so moving from student engagement to, let's say, teacher sanity.
Mm.
Let's talk workflow. Teachers are perpetually trying to reclaim time, and the conference clearly delivered on tools to help streamline those daily tasks.
It absolutely did. The Notebook LM workshop was reported as a huge draw, and rightly so. This tool is so critical because it's not just another note-taking app. It uses AI specifically to synthesize complex research, pull themes from unstructured text.
Like student feedback or assessment results.
Exactly, and then organize it all for planning purposes.
So it's about making sense of the massive amounts of information a teacher generates every single day.
Precisely. If you're preparing a unit plan and you've got a dozen source documents, Notebook LM can analyze them, find overlapping themes, extract key concepts, and organize them into an outline for you. It just maximizes the teacher's cognitive time by handling all that heavy lifting.
And it wasn't the only tool mentioned in this category, right? The source materials pointed to several other heavy hitters.
That's right. They also mentioned from prompt to prose, storytelling with AI imagery, which really reinforced that whole creative integration idea. And on the crucial planning side, they called out specific dedicated planning tools, CoTeach.ai and IM Planning Partner. If you're deep in lesson planning, these are names that just scream efficiency.
Okay, so we have these major themes: AI for SEL, AI for core literacy, and AI for planning. Now let's shift gears a little. The sources also highlighted what they called the tech level up, the practical magic, the hidden gems.
I love this section because it demonstrates that innovation doesn't always have to be complex. And this is where we find, well, maybe the most visually compelling example in the entire roundup: wastewater engineering in Minecraft.
Okay, that title is provocative. Wastewater engineering and a game platform. Why is this a game changer?
Because it completely revolutionizes how technical, logistics-heavy content is delivered. I mean, think about how difficult it is to teach complex subjects like fluid dynamics or system design from a textbook. It's often so dry, so theoretical. This project uses the Minecraft platform as an immersive, hands-on laboratory. Students aren't just reading about how a water treatment plant works.
They're building one.
They are building a functioning model of one. They have to deal with constraints like resource gathering, budgeting for virtual materials, ensuring proper flow rates.
Managing virtual pollutants.
All of it. So it turns this passive consumption of information into active systems thinking.
Exactly. It makes the consequences of poor design immediate and visible.
Right. If the students mess up the calculation for pipe size or filtration capacity, the virtual wastewater system fails, and they have to troubleshoot and fix it.
That's real engineering practice disguised as play.
It is. It's a pedagogical model that should be applied across every technical curriculum, really.
That's the sort of detail that sticks with you. Okay, switching back to pure efficiency, the conference also addressed the mundane headache of mass communication with families. The session, How to Form Mule, sounds like something out of a stable, but it's about radical automation.
It is, and this is highly practical magic. Mule is a Google Sheets add-on. The session taught educators how to use it to link data points.
So, like student-specific assignment scores.
Yes, or attendance notes, or personalized encouraging comments, and automatically merge them into a professionally formatted email template.
Wow. So a teacher can generate 50 personalized emails in the time it used to take to write one?
That's the entire point. It solves that massive time drain of individual communication by making personalized, high-quality mass communication instantaneous. It's just a fundamental time saver.
The source also included a segment about finding those less obvious efficiencies, which they called Unleashing Educational Magic.
Yeah, that session was all about maximizing the ROI on the tech they already have. It promised to uncover hidden gems and undiscovered features. We often get new tools, but we rarely master the full capabilities of the old ones.
It's making the familiar feel new again.
Exactly.
So here's where it gets really interesting, because the GEFCO team didn't just share conference recaps. They highlighted an immediate, available resource that staff could use the moment they left the session.
And that is the new feature available right now in Gemini for staff. The ability to instantaneously create a slide deck. I mean, this is a feature that cuts down on one of the most time-consuming aspects of preparation.
Let's walk through those steps because the ease of use is just so crucial here.
It's incredibly simple. You visit gemini.google.com, and this is the key. Once you're there, you choose the Canvas option from the Tools menu.
Canvas, okay.
This Canvas is basically the specialized workspace within Gemini for structured creative tasks. Then you just tell the generator what you want. For instance, create a 10-slide deck explaining the 3 branches of the U.S. government for a 5th grade audience.
And the generator just handles the structure, the imagery, the text.
Yeah.
The teacher then edits and refines. Instead of building from scratch, that's hours saved.
Exactly. And the fact that this feature is available immediately to staff, it just means adoption is high and immediate. It moves the teacher's role from design grunt to content curator and editor.
Which is a massive quality of life improvement.
Huge.
And for anyone listening who wants to dive deeper into any of these specific sessions, the source material was great about accessibility. All the session resources are linked or accessible via a QR code.
They really closed the loop on knowledge sharing. So to summarize the key takeaways here for you, the current EdTech landscape, as we see from this conference, is all about balance. On one hand, you have the sophisticated AI integration tackling complex challenges like SEL, deep planning with Notebook LM, and these fundamental shifts in writing.
But at the same time, districts are still investing in these highly practical niche tools focused purely on efficiency.
Right, like email automation with Formule or just finding those hidden platform features to streamline the day.
It's a tremendously dynamic space. It's focused on the philosophical future and the practical present, all at once. I think the most provocative thought for me that the conference highlighted was the power of transforming complex subjects like that wastewater engineering curriculum using platforms like Minecraft.
It forces you to step back and consider, what other historically dry or abstract curricula could be absolutely revolutionized. If you can teach engineering and budgeting by building a virtual water treatment plant, imagine the potential for subjects like urban planning or historical battle strategies.
Or even abstract mathematics.
Exactly. By shifting the learning environment to an immersive, hands-on digital space, you unlock massive engagement and much deeper mastery.
And that's really the challenge for all educators moving forward. It's not just about adding AI to the current system, but to fundamentally rethink classroom design based on these new capabilities. What previously required weeks of textbook reading can now be explored, built, and mastered in a shared digital space. The implications for curriculum design are just enormous. That's it for this deep dive. We'll get you next time.